In Vertigo, there are a number of locations that you can make recommendations. Vertigo recommendations are generally associated with changes to the design of a safety instrumented function, or potentially changes in test intervals or changes in ways that people interact with the system. There are a number of locations where recommendations can be created, and generally the recommendations are going to be directly associated or linked with a single safety instrumented function or a single specific instrument. While you can view the recommendations in a detail page. So for instance, if I go into the first instrumented protective function on our list and I click on the recommendations tab, it's going to show me the recommendations that are associated with that specific IPF. Whereas if I go to a different safety instrumented function and I look at the recommendations tab, there won't be any recommendations shown because there are no recommendations for that safety instrumented function. While this view is good for looking at recommendations that are associated with any particular function, there's also a need to look at recommendations as a whole, especially when you're doing recommendation management, safety instrumented system management, making sure that recommendations get implemented within the desired time frame or the desired schedule. If you want to look at an overall comprehensive list of recommendations, you can go again to the View tab, click on recommendations, and that will bring up the recommendation list. So this recommendation list in this view is going to be comprehensive and provide the complete list of recommendations regardless of where the recommendation was created or what the recommendation is associated with. So it's comprehensive to any recommendation in this study. Now, when you look at the recommendation list, you'll see several things. First off, a recommendation number, and you can, as usual, sort them from high to low. The recommendation itself, so let me clear my sorting. The recommendation itself, and then there's also a column here called places used. So this will allow you to go back and identify which safety instrumented function is this particular recommendation associated with. So when you click, first off, it'll show you the number of places used. So if that recommendation is associated with many different safety instrumented functions, it will tell you that. Also, when you click on it, it will tell you what the place is, where it is used. So in this case, this particular recommendation is only associated with the safety instrumented function that's tagged USC, or Multivariable Safety Controller 101A. So that allows you to track where the recommendations are coming from. And then you can go into some of the details on priorities, responsible parties, status, and so on. Also, you can look into the detailed view. So if you click on the hyperlink, you'll go into the recommendations detail page, which shows you all of the detailed information about the recommendation, including priorities, statuses, and responsible parties, and any comments that might be associated. And this is where you can also make modifications to those recommendations.